Do you consider the value of every interaction that you have? Each interaction gives you a chance to draw knowledge, experience, and perspective from others that will impact what is real for you. We'll discuss drawing from others, what it means, and more on this edition of today's Antidote.
Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Using one hand, holding up the camera today.
Yes, indeed. Well, welcome, Bob. How are you this morning?
I'm a little brisk. It's a little brisk. I'm outside, and there's some frost, some dew. It's morning. It's Maryland weather. It'll get up to 60 later. I think it's opening day for the Orioles, right? Home opener.
It is home opener for the Orioles today. Yes. Yeah, the weather has been interesting. I was outside all day Saturday and pretty much had everything you could imagine. Sunshine, rainbow, rain, snow, and hail. It was fun and interesting. Quite the day.
I once did a 5K in that on Thanksgiving about 10 years ago, and we had all the weather go through in that. For me, 30 minutes. The fast people were done in 15 and never got the snow. I got the snow and rain. So,
well, you can kind of expect that on Thanksgiving. You kind of never know what you're going to get. April 9th, I was not expecting that kind of weather. That's for sure.
Well, I think it was 1966 in Baltimore. It snowed on Easter. So we've still got another week possibly for snow.
Great. That's good to know. Thanks for sharing that information that
I do what I can.
Desperately looking for when they're hoping that the weather is going to start to turn warm at some point. All right. Well, welcome everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our daily broadcast and podcast. Today's Antidote. As you can see, today's Bob is outside. They let him out of the bunker, and so he's able to be outside today. If you're listening to the podcast, sorry, you're not going to be able to experience that, although maybe you'll hear some birds in the background or possibly my dog barking, one of the two. That happens a little more regularly than Bob being outside and birds barking or birds singing. So
birds barking never happens.
Never happens. So last week we had a great discussion about drawing on resources and the value that provides us. And this week, one of the greatest resources there is that is out there are others and the value that they can provide for us. So we're going to have a discussion around drawing from others. Today, we're going to talk about what it means. We'll do that in just a minute. Before we do that, though, we're going to start like we start every show with our celebrations. What are you celebrating today, Bob?
I'm celebrating the fact that Saturday night, I got to get dressed up in a suit and tie and go to like a really adult formal event. It was so much fun. There was a big band. I mean, it was like those bands where I thought Ricky Ricardo was going to come out and sing Babaloo. That's what it looked like. They had the like wood panels up front in front of them that said the name of the band. And it was maybe 12, 15 guys in tuxedos playing music from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. A guy came out and sang Frank Sinatra. And there was a woman that came out, a couple women. They did Andrew's Sister songs. It was really fun.
Nice.
Oh, and they had a bourbon bar.
Oh, no wonder you had a good time.
I did. And I've got to thank Mary Hassler, who's the director of the Harford County Public Libraries, for inviting me because it was really a lot of fun.
Nice. Good. That's a good celebration to have.
Yeah.
Well, as funny as we were talking about the weather, I'm going to celebrate the weather in a different way. So I had a long week yesterday and a long day Saturday. I pretty much left the house at 8, did 2 lacrosse games, lots of driving, and got home at 11:30 p.m. So the fact that this event that I was supposed to be at doing some officiating, a little club tournament on Sunday, was canceled because of all the rain during the week. So my celebration was that the rain actually provided me with a quiet day off yesterday I got to enjoy the Masters and some just restfulness at home.
You
That's
might have
my
heard
song.
once or twice there was a tradition unlike any other.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely heard that multiple times.
Yes.
So what do we got for our Renegades today?
I don't have one. I didn't do my homework. I left. I'm a slacker. What do you got, Tom?
Did the dog eat your homework?
The dog ate my homework, and I'm okay with that today.
All right. So what is today? Today is April 11th, right?
April 11th. Yes.
So why don't we go to page 11
Okay.
in this book, The Renegade Way,
Yeah.
written by Bob Graham. Page 11. Glove-fitting jobs are rare. I like this. Entrepreneurs challenge the most prevalent model of work. In that model, we work for someone else's benefit, executing their vision and helping them carve their pathway to success. Many choose that option, and nothing is wrong with that choice. To find a job at a company other than your own that fits you like a glove is a blessing and, at best, a long shot. If that job really does fit you perfectly, guard it with your life. This book really isn't for you. Interesting. But for some of us, a different situation occurs. You take a job because you have the skills necessary, the experience necessary to perform the work. The new job might be the logical next step on your career path, or it might match other criteria. One thing is certain. Each time you get hired, you mold yourself to the job. I'll stop there.
Wow. Man, somebody knows how to write. Who was that author again?
I was going to say somebody really knows how to read really well.
Well, that yes, that too.
Considering I picked that up and just picked a page, that was
You should do the audio version of the book.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
do that.
It's on my list of things, but you did that so well. I would rather have you do it.
I'll have to look into that. I'll add that to my list.
All right.
The book was written by Bob Graham. If you would like a copy of The Renegade Way, just send us a message and we'll have the author sign one and send it off to you. It's a great way to better understand a little bit about what we talk about as renegades. So now that we've done our celebration, shared something with our renegade community, now let's dive into our topic, drawing from others. As I mentioned, I think others, people around us provide a great resource if we are willing to consider it. And I think that so often we have interactions that we just have them and we don't consider what the value they may provide. So do you want to kick us off a little bit talking about drawing from others and what it means?
Sure, Tom. I think it's one of the hidden gems that we just don't, like you said, we don't leverage to our full benefit. There's so many people that know things about what we're trying to accomplish, and we're either afraid to ask them or we're reluctant for them to realize that we don't have all the answers. And I think that's to our detriment. I think I spent probably the first 45 years of my life not asking for help very often. Famously, my wife and I, 25 years ago, moved from one house to another ourselves. Didn't ask for help at all. It just didn't even cross my mind. And when we got to the new house, my friends were like, did you want help? I'm like, no, we got it. I didn't even think about it. And I think that's how we are often in our business. It's like, why would I need your help? You understand email campaigns. Why would I ask you? Because I can figure it out. And I think part of what makes it harder now and why this is important to look at is there are so many YouTube videos that we can watch that supposedly tell us all the important stuff that we need to know. But I will tell you this, when I ask a person specific questions, I get a much better response, because especially if the person knows me and understands what I'm trying to accomplish, they're not going to give me the pat answer. They're going to say, look, Bob, you know how to write these things. Here's what you need to think about. Versus a YouTube video is going to go very generically, very basically on the issue. And
or very specifically on one little thing, right?
Right.
It's either going to be that may or may not apply to your situation.
Correct.
I think the other thing that that the way I was thinking about it was maybe a little differently. Is that,
Okay.
we have all these interactions, and we have the opportunity to draw from those interactions without even having to ask for help. In some ways, it's a matter of just sort of taking in what they are sharing, whether it's, you read somebody else's book, you watch a YouTube video, you watch, I participated in, at least partially, in a virtual event, let's call it. It was a 3-day workshop, and I was able to participate in one day of it. And I think that you have the opportunity to learn, to gain from someone else's knowledge, experience, and perspective. And I think sometimes we don't consider that all the time, and all the times that we could do it. You have these like chance interactions with someone. You were telling me about one this weekend, and do we always think about, well, what do I
Learned
take from that?
that one.
I'm sorry.
I learned a lot from that one.
Yes, and so I think you took the opportunity to do that. Some others might, other times we don't. And so we maybe miss the opportunity to be impacted by what someone else is sharing, whether they're sharing it directly with us or they're just sharing it to someone else or sharing it in general. As we observe others and the way others are connecting or engaging with someone else or with something else, or in doing something, we have the opportunity to draw from that if we are willing to be open to see what it is, and not just so focused on what we're doing that we miss all these other things that are happening around us that we can truly draw from to say, interesting, how do I look at that, and how does that apply to my situation? How does it apply to what I'm trying to accomplish? How does it apply to where I'm trying to get to the challenges that I might be facing? And I think that's, again, goes back to a little bit, I think the whole kind of if you're looking at the overall theme of these last couple of weeks, is feeling like we have to do it ourselves. And that's the only way to go, only way to really consider ourselves a leader, a business owner, or an entrepreneur, is that it's all about us. And I think that so often it's all about all of those around us, and what do they share with us, whether directly or indirectly, and how do we let that impact what's going on within what's real for us.
I like that, Tom, and I can think of an example that you and I have been doing that I think just launched in the last couple of days, which is our homepage on our website. We had a version of it that we were comfortable with maybe a year and a half ago. Over the last couple months, I'll say a couple, it might be more than that, we've refined that. And I think the big impetus for that refining was some comments we got from someone, Jordan Shagru, who's been working with us, just helping us out a bit. She had some great feedback, but also looking at what others were and just observing and taking in, hey, this really, wow, this made it work for me. Hey, what do you think? Hey, this look and feel really seems to work much better. And the companies, the organizations that you and I looked at to get where we are have no idea that we looked at it. That we just,
Correct.
we took a little of this, a little bit of that, a little here, a little there, and created our own vision. And I think that's what is available to us at any time. I'm working on some emails for one of my clients, and I said to him, "Oh, what emails do you get that you really like?" And they forwarded to me 4 emails, and all 4 of those emails had lots of bullets, very short sentences, and were really crisp in how it was written. And I said, "Oh, is that how you want me to write something?" Yeah, that I didn't even think about that. Yeah, try that. So I wrote 2 emails for them that were that way. They're like, "These are really awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for." So we can model things after other things. We can model after what other people do. A lot of my leadership skills have come from watching people who are great leaders, and frankly, people who are lousy leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they don't have success, like, okay, what did they do that took them down that path? And we have that available to us. It's not like I have to say to someone, "Hey, I'm watching you lead your company today. I'm looking for 3 nuggets." We have that available to us all the time. And I think we just squander it. Like you said, we're not open to what's available to us to learn and discover from the world we're in.
And I think we so often forget that other part of it. I think we're always out there looking for and open to those people who we see as, in your example, a great leader, right? We see, we're like, oh, I need to write that down and remember this and that. And when I get this opportunity, this is the way I want to serve. And I think because we're so frustrated when it's the reverse, that we don't often think that, okay, this is something that I noticed, and consider that of value. All we think about is how much of a pain in the neck it is for us, rather than what do I take from this situation? And, again, I think it goes back to, from every action or every situation, is asking those 3 key questions: is what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what would I do differently, or what have I learned? And I think that's one of the things that when you look and be like, hey, what would I do differently than that? I might not have that interaction. I might not use that phrase. I might not have that confrontation that I watched this leader have. And how does that impact, and how do I use that and leverage that as well? Because again, I think those interactions are as valuable as the ones that are really good. It's the ones that we walk away and feel like, that's exactly the way I want to be. That's how I want to act. That's the way I want to be seen by others. Those are easy sort of to draw from. It's those ones that aren't as valuable, or we think is valuable, because of the exchange or the interaction, that actually can provide significant value.
They're hidden gems. They really are. And the people that choose to uncover them are going to have things that, like gems. Not everyone has the gems. So if you can uncover those, and uncovering them is not as hard as it seems, it's just observing the world around you. When you go to the post office or the Panera or somewhere else, watching how they interact with customers. I'm fascinated every time I go to Chick-fil-A. That is like a lesson in customer service, top to bottom. And any company that's thinking about we're having trouble with customer service, Chick-fil-A is the place to go, because they've got it down. And you can learn a lot from power of observation. We just don't. We're too busy worrying about what we did or didn't do, or too very busy trying to make sure that we have a posture that makes us look smarter than we are, to just go, you know what? I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A and I'm just going to watch how they do it. I'm going to go to Panera and watch how they do it. I'm going to listen to this person when I call Verizon. I'm going to listen to how they do customer service over the phone, and I'm going to see, wow, that really worked well. What did that person do? Well, they're really personable. They're really friendly. Oh, okay. Yeah. I need to be more personable.
Correct. Because we're so busy in the middle of, I'm going to Chick-fil-A and all I'm doing is ordering food. Okay, I got my food. I'm leaving. I'm not like, what was that interaction like? What happened when this person had a challenge, and how did they deal with that challenge? And I think that's, I'm going to dive into what's my one thing.
Go for it.
Because I think it relates to this, is that, what it really means to me to draw from others is being aware of every situation that you're in, and not just aware of watching, but aware of, how are people interacting? How are people leading? How are people not leading? It's fascinating. One of the things I always like to do at a mall sometimes is just to go and sit and watch people, and just see like how they're interacting with each other, what they're doing when they go into a store, how are they engaging with people, and how do those people react to that? I mean, I love to watch people and sort of draw on what are the things from those interactions or those viewings of that I can take and have it impact where I want, or what I want to be real for me. And I think that, it's a huge opportunity for us if we choose to head down that pathway.
I like that. I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to prod people. I'm going to ask people to find 3 hidden gems today. Things that you have never discovered if you weren't looking for hidden gems. Could be something someone says. It could be a suggestion that someone makes that you didn't even realize was a suggestion. Just be a change in how you do something. And I'd love to see them in the comments so we can learn from each other, because sometimes your hidden gems might spark me to be like, oh, I never thought about that. And that's how we can all grow together.
I like that. Hidden gems. So we'll also post that inside our Ring of Renegades Facebook group, so that if you are a member, you can go in there and share what your hidden gems are, Or you can just go to wherever you're accessing this video, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or
LinkedIn Live,
and share it in those comments. And we will go back and respond to that. Because we
Okay.
know that what you
They're looking at me like, what's your problem, dude? Because I just yelled LinkedIn Live. Sorry.
I wasn't sure what was going on there. So feel free to share in the comments. If you are listening to the podcast and don't have anywhere to share your comments or thoughts, join our Ring of Renegades Facebook group, where you can be part of our growing community where we're trying to help people take their next step along their own unique pathway to success. It's easy to do. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, and then ask to join. Tell us why you're a renegade, and you can become a part of that community. And if you're already a member, you can go in there and share what are the 3 hidden gems that you found today, or even one. If you're able to discover one thing that you're like, I only discovered that because I was looking at it differently. I was looking at their customer service. I was thinking about the questions that they answered. Wondering, why do they always say my pleasure at Chick-fil-A? That's the staple of their customer service operation. And, what are those things that we're missing at other places because we've never really considered what they are trying to accomplish. We're just trying to figure out what we're accomplishing. So the other thing you can do if you'd like is you can go to and download our app, the Renegade Success Network.
Dun, 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 dun.
A little slow there.
Sorry.
You got a Monday morning, your takes, you're not quite on top of it just yet. And then you can download that at Google Play. If you have an Android phone, or if you have an Apple phone, you can go to the App Store and download the Renegade Success Network so that you can be a part of the conversations and community inside of there. And we're going to have more information about that shortly. Bob talked about our new webpage being up, not quite up yet. It'll be up soon with more details and information.
Sorry.
No, you're jumping the gun there a little bit.
Whoops.
More information about how you can become a part of our Renegade Success Network to help you take your next step along your own unique pathway to success. So with that, we will wrap up today's show. We look forward to seeing you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. And if not, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time for our next edition of today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, embrace the renegading you and go out and find those hidden gems. They're everywhere. They're like little Easter eggs.
Hunting for Easter eggs. Very well done. I like that. All right, everybody. Have a great day and a great start to your week. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.